guys, welcome back to the new chapter, The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom by William Elliot Griffiths. Can we get into the chapter? The Ashes That Made Trees Bloom. Wow, what a beautiful name, right? So, this is a Japanese story. As I said before, this is written by William Elliot Griffiths. This is a folk tale. Do you know what you mean by a folk tale? The tale which has some meaning at the end. It has morals and all. So we will see what is the moral in this lesson. The moral basically in this lesson is the consequences of being good and the consequences of being greedy. Okay? In this chapter we have two couples. One old honest couple and one old envious greedy couple. And this old honest couple have a pet dog. So let's see what is happening in this chapter. This chapter basically shows light on the human values such as honesty, diligence, compassion, etc. along with a bit of magical realism. So let's get into the chapter. So this story happens in the time of daimyos. Daimyos means landlords. Okay? So an old childless couple lived in a village. And they had a pet dog named Muko. Since they don't have any children, they brought up Muko as their own child. They were very much attached to the dog, and in turn, Muko was also very much attached to his masters. One day, the farmer was working on his field. Muko dragged him towards a spot where he started sniffing. Then the farmer tried to dig up the land. To his surprise, he found a pile of gold, which made the farmer rich instantly and also made the farmer a subject of jealousy for their neighbors. Seeing the honest couple's richness, the greedy couple borrowed Muko and tried to gain the treasure. But to their disappointment, Muko found out a rotten kitten, which instantly made them very angry, leading the old couples to kill Muko. The death of Muko left the old couple heartbroken. One night when the farmer was sleeping, Muko appeared in his dream and asked him to cut the pine tree above his grave and to make mill and mortars, rice pastry and plum sauce. Old farmer was surprised by this dream and he did as said by Muko. He cut the pine tree and made fine mill and mortars. And when they were about to make the plum sauce and the rice pastry, everything which they had turned into gold. Again, the farmer and his wife were surprised because they got so much gold. They called their neighbors, gave them feast, and they shared their gold coins with the neighbors also. This again was watched by the wicked neighbors who tried to imitate them and borrowed the mortar and mill and ended up getting worms in the rice pastry. This made the old greedy couple furious, and they, in their anger, burnt the mortar and mill into ashes. So the mortar and mill was burnt completely into ashes. This again made the old honest farmer very sad. But again Muko appeared in his dream and informed collect the ashes and throw it on the withered trees. You will find the magic. So this again surprised the old farmer. He went and collected the ashes where the mortar and mill were burnt. As said by Muko, the old farmer collected the ashes and threw it on the withered trees. To his astonishment, the trees started to bloom. There were everywhere pink flowers with a good fragrance. The old man decided to surprise the landlord like the daimyo. So when the procession appeared, he climbed upon that tree and threw the ashes over the withered trees. It blossomed and there was a good fragrance, which was noticed by the daimyo, and he gifted the old man with a lot of gifts. This again was heard by the old greedy envious couple. They tried to copy what the old farmer did, and they collected the ashes and tried to put on the withered trees when the daimyo came. The news was heard by the old greedy envious couple. They tried to copy the old farmer and they threw the ashes over the withered trees when the daimyo arrived. But nothing magical happened, and which in turn angered daimyo and the old couple was beaten by the mains of Daimyo. Nothing magical happened, leaving the Daimyo to be angered due to the actions of the old greedy man. He ordered his men to catch the person and beat him to death, which ultimately led to the death of the old greedy man. So, my dear children, you can see the consequences of being good and being greedy in this lesson. So, my dear children, my advice to you is to be honest always. Honesty is the best policy.